Pressure doesn't create poor decisions, it exposes weak thinking. When stakes are high and the time is short, most leaders don't rise to the occasion, they fall down to the level of their habits. In corporate environments, pressure shows up as deadlines, financial risk, team conflict, market uncertainty, a whole number of different ways. Under pressure, we either default to clarity or we default to chaos. The ability to think clearly when others are reacting emotionally is one of the defining traits of strong leadership. The problem is, when pressure increases, most leaders rush their decisions, narrow their thinking, over-control their teams, or just freeze up entirely. Today, I'm going to give you 3 tactics strong leaders use to think clearly under pressure, plus stick around for a bonus tactic at the end. Tactic 1, slow the situation down, even when time is limited. In high-pressure military environments, we were trained to pause before acting, even when urgency was real. Speed matters, but clarity matters more. When stress rises, the brain narrows its focus. That's natural, but leaders must widen it again. Instead of asking, what do we do right now? Let's ask things like, what problem are we actually solving and what outcome are we trying to protect? A 60-second reset often prevents a 60-day consequence when you're not in a time-critical combat situation. Tactic number 2 is to separate signal from noise. Under pressure, everything feels urgent. Strong leaders ask, what is a fact? What is an assumption? What is an emotion? In combat operations and in boardrooms, confusion multiplies when leaders react to noise instead of verified information. When we distinguish signal from noise, decision quality improves immediately. Tactic number 3 is to clarify decision ownership. Pressure increases when roles are unclear. One of the fastest ways to create chaos is having too many voices in a decision or nobody clearly responsible for the decision. Strong leaders define who decides, who advises, and who executes. Clarity reduces friction. Friction reduction preserves mental bandwidth. Here's your bonus tactic. Make decisions at the right level, not the highest level. This is where a lot of leaders unintentionally create pressure. When the stress rises, leaders often centralize decision-making around themselves, but pulling all decisions upward slows the organization and overwhelms leadership. In high-performing environments, leaders push decisions to the lowest competent level possible. When we try to control everything, we create bottlenecks. When we trust trained people within clear boundaries, we create resilience for ourselves, our team, and the larger organization. Pressure doesn't have to produce panic. When we slow down enough to clarify the problem, separate the signal from the noise, and define ownership, strong thinking becomes possible even in high-stakes moments. Calm thinking under pressure is not a personality trait. It's a practiced discipline. That's all for this week. If you found this helpful, please share it with another leader. Subscribe for more leadership tactics, techniques, and procedures every week. And tell us in the comments, what's the hardest decision you've had to make under pressure? All right, go out there, do great things today. Onward and upward.